Backstage at the ball, Maxie and Bobby announce to the performers that the guests will soon arrive and the show is about to begin. Maxie gets a call from Lucy but ignores it. At the safe house in a gown, Lucy is certain things will go wrong at the ball and she won't be there to save it from disaster. She calls Maxie again, and Maxie answers but orders her to call her after they wrap and hangs up on her. At the gatehouse, Michael and Willow put the baby down and relax on the sofa to watch the ball. Michael promises next year they'll be walking down the red carpet. Drew stops by in his tux and tells him they'll both be missed tonight. Willow hopes he has a wonderful time. Sydney Valjean, East Coast editor of Crimson, welcomes the viewers at home to the red carpet where she'll be interviewing all the guests as they arrive. First, she honors General Hospital's 60 years in operation and notes that this show is dedicated to Epiphany Johnson and Lucy Coe. Sydney promises everyone that tonight is a night for thrills and excitement. On the carpet, Sydney welcomes Maxie and Bobby, and she congratulates them on organizing this event in record time. Maxie says Lucy's spirit is guiding them tonight, and she hopes they can make her proud. Sydney says she's been told this is going to be the best nurses' ball ever. At the safe house, Lucy scoffs, "The best nurses' ball ever? Without me? Never." Maxie heads backstage, while Carly and Joss join Bobby on the carpet. Sydney says she knows Carly has gone through a lot of changes this past year, and asks if she has any plans of regaining what was once hers. Carly says she's always gotten what she wanted, and she doubts that will change. Bobby, Joss, and Carly walk away but stop and turn when Sydney reveals Sonny has arrived on the carpet. Sonny appears with Dex by his side. At the gatehouse, Michael, Willow, and Drew continue watching the ball. Drew must get going, and Michael wishes he was there to run interference between his mom and Sonny. On the carpet, Bobby tells Carly to play nice tonight. Carly says she will on her end. They head to the photo op area, while Sydney interviews Sonny and Dex. She fawns over how Sonny gets better looking every year and is shocked he's alone and asks where Nina is. Suddenly Nina enters with Curtis on her arm. Ava stops by the hospital with a tux and reminds Austin they have a date tonight for the nurses' ball. Portia tells him she can hold down the fort, so Austin exits to change. Ava asks Portia why she's not going. Portia notes Curtis will be there. Ava says Curtis is still her husband and Trina her daughter, so she should go to the ball. On the red carpet, Sonny heads over to the photo op area as Sydney catches up with Nina and Curtis. Sydney gets straight to the point and says she hears Carly's hotel is now Nina's, and she's heard her man is too. She asks for a comment. Nina stays quiet. Backstage, Chase finds Brooke Lynn working on the song and says, "It's a little late to change anything." She asks, "Is it really too late?" He knows music means more to her than anything, which she's made clear, so if she wants to change something it's her choice. She says she's just second-guessing herself and tells him to go have fun out there. She goes to walk off, but he stops her. He says she's incredible in how she's helping Bobby and Maxie with the performers and encouraging them. Suddenly Link appears. He says tonight is a big night and will be a win-win for everyone. A disgusted Chase departs to change. On the carpet, Spencer arrives as Victor continues to watch from his car. He's pleased with Spencer for representing their family and tells him to give the people of Port Charles a glimpse of what the future looks like. Sydney interviews Spencer and asks if someone will be joining him tonight. Suddenly Trina appears, and she and Spencer exchange smiles. Trina joins Spencer and Sydney wonders if they are an item because there has been a lot of online buzz about them. They say they are just good friends. As Sydney asks Spencer if his father will be here, Ava and Austin arrive. Sydney assumes they may get an answer about Nicholas from Ava and introduces Ava Cassadine to the audience. But Ava informs her she is divorced and back to Jerome again. She introduces her date, Dr. Austin Gatlin Holt. Outside of the ballroom, Sonny runs into Nina and tells her that she looks good. She compliments him back. He jokes they are a long way from the firehouse dance and Nixon Falls. Elsewhere, Carly and Joss tell Bobby she's done a great job with the ball. Bobby excuses herself, and Carly and Joss lament over the men they are missing being with tonight. Back on the carpet, Sydney speaks with Jordan and praises her killer gown. Jordan excuses herself when she receives a call. It's the medical examiner calling about Eileen, and they are pretty certain Eileen died from a fall. Portia arrives, and Sydney speaks to her briefly. She notes Portia has something in common with Jordan, that they are both public servants. Portia joins Jordan after she walks away, and they both know Sydney said that on purpose. Back in the lobby, Trina jokes with Joss that a certain bodyguard seems to be looking at her. Joss can't believe she'd notice given the looks Spencer is giving her. Suddenly Portia enters, and Trina does her best to avoid eye contact with her mother. Curtis runs into Portia as they both reach for the same glass of champagne. The awkward moment escalates when Jordan appears. Sam and Dante arrive on the red carpet and Sam trips, but Dante catches her. Sydney jokes with her there is nothing more dangerous than the red carpet. Drew arrives after them and Sydney asks if he's alone or waiting for a special someone. He tells her, "You never know." Chase and Finn arrive on the carpet together, and Sydney jokes that there has to be someone they'd rather be with here tonight than their brother. Suddenly Liz enters and joins Finn. They head off together, and he admits he wasn't sure she'd come. He asks if he can escort her, and she takes his arm with a smile. Backstage, Brooklyn tries to avoid Link, and he warns her if she breaks their agreement and her silence, then she loses everything. In the lobby, Bobby asks Carly why Sonny brought a bodyguard. Carly admits Sonny's having a situation, but she's sure it won't impact the ball. Bobby tells Carly she's glad she's moved on from him and that she deserves happiness. Carly tells Bobby that she may just get her wish. Sydney tells the audience goodnight as the ball is just about to begin and reminds everyone that the purpose of the night is to raise money for HIV and AIDS, so to donate. Maxie is heard over the intercom welcoming all the guests to the ball, which celebrates General Hospital and the life-giving work the hospital does. The doors open and everyone heads into the ballroom. Back in his car, Victor's man appears and tells him that they've traced the car the late Lucy Coe hired. Victor says where Lucy is, Anna and Valentin will be. He says it's time to teach them a lesson. Victor is handed a gun by his associate and says it's showtime, folks. Meanwhile, Lucy continues to complain about the ball from the safe house and swigs champagne. She finally refuses to let the show go on without her. On the next General Hospital, Maxie, with Bobby, announces to the crowd they've turned things up a notch this year. In a dressing room, Brooklyn asks Blaze, "What the hell is he doing in here?" Curtis suggests to Nina they make a deal. Spencer tells Trina that he should have asked, and she responds, "Why didn't you?" Cody assures Gladys he'll stay out of it as long as she tells Sasha the truth. At the safe house, Lucy, in front of the TV, tells Anna and Valentin that the ball is about to begin. Liz announces to the audience that they dedicate this ball to their friend Epiphany.